Hey everybody, we all have our fans on. Welcome back to Star Ocean Part 3. For anybody who doesn't know, it was really hot where we were.
Yeah.
I have the music just high enough so that I can hear it over you guys, but not high enough that it'll drown out our voices. I switched Claude to first position even though I'm playing as Raina because Claude's the fighter and I'm a fighter, I'm not a mage user. I'd let Raina do her shit.
You know, actually, in regards to weather stuff, I would say hell is frozen over because it actually feels like really nice outside, not too hot. But then it just feels mildly warm, kind of. So I can't really say it's hell's frozen over.
Yeah. Right here is me getting way too ahead of myself because I know I'm gonna sell almost every item I have except for like the blackberries, blueberries, and I think like one other item. But what I do is I actually go to fuck. It was Port of Hurley in the PS1 version. I cannot remember the name for the PSP version for some reason. Well, I go to a portside town. I pick up the 5 items in there. I sell everything. That gives me like 14,000 gil. Then I go to the skill shop, buy skill 2. Then I go back to Mars Village, which is a village that will pass. And I'll point out the village. I go in there. Sorry, back to the portside town. I buy the Brigandine, which is a chest armor. Buy the iron or plate boots, I think. And I buy an open helmet. And then I go back to Mars Village, and I buy the flame sword for Claude. I buy the magical hat for Raina, and I think I buy some leather boots for Raina. Really quick, what I did is I stopped there because that's the next story sequence, but we're not going there yet.
Like, notice how whenever you head away from this particular town, it becomes daylight again.
Yeah. Actually, I was gonna say, speaking of Mars, it was looking to like everything was starting to look like it was on the surface of Mars because it was getting kind of red.
Yeah, actually, I have a question for you, Curtis. Like, I take it that Claude, at this point anyway, is your favorite character to use because you're more close-up fighter. Though, but the question I was gonna ask is, if your main is Claude, why exactly did you choose Raina's story? Do you prefer it? Do you just like the some things it does better? Like,
I can answer that with one word: Dios.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Star Ocean 2, if I'm right, you can only get certain characters, through certain character stories, I think.
I explained this in part 1, but if you pick either character, you have the potential to get every character in the game, with a few exceptions. The biggest exceptions are if you're playing as Claude, you can't get Dios, and if you're playing as Raina, you can't get Leon. However, with either character's story, if you pick Ashton, you can't get Opera and Ernst, and if you get Bowman, you can't get Pressus, and vice versa. Other than that, you can get any character with either hero.
Okay. That's nice.
Yeah. This is Mars, by the way.
Yeah, that is something that, again, Akira, I'm probably gonna reference him every part because he's the guy who got me into the series, along with my friend who I will refer to as another friend who I will refer to as Shinky. By the way, Shinky, if you're watching this, hi.
Hi.
A lot of shout outs, but like I was gonna say, is Akira basically stated that, and from what I could tell, since I'm getting more into the series, since my knowledge really just starts and ends at 3, you can play these games millions of times over, and you get multiple combinations of how the game works. Like one playthrough you could do one thing, and you might not have a duplicate of your first playthrough till say thousands of playthroughs later. Or at least so they say.
Yeah, to put a realistic number, I think if you were to play this game and try and get every ending in a row, you wouldn't start getting duplicates till around the 30th ending, I think.
Yeah. But it's crazy how many combinations you can have from what I hear.
Yeah, the amount of endings and things you can do in this game. If you notice when I go to towns, you'll see a private action thing. There are, oh god, I don't know how many. I'm gonna go ahead and say 140 just to be a safe assumption, private actions in the game. I have the strategy guide. Where is it? I'm gonna go through and count.
Yeah, but here's a question: how many of those endings say bad end or you dead?
None. Actually, every single ending.
I'm referencing visual novels and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the you dead thing cracked me up.
Every single ending in this game is both happy and canonical. because while we said 5 and 3 do come after this game, as I've also said, I believe it was last part.
I think I was.
It's not an overarching story, but there's still references to the other games in every subsequent game.
Yeah, the biggest being Kenny, the Kenny lineage. In addition to Leon being referenced in Star Ocean 3.
Yeah, the biggest one is the Kenny lineage, because in the first game it's Ronix Kenny, in this game it's Claude C. Kenny, in the third game I have to look that up because I can't remember off the top of my head. In the fourth game, it was shit. Who the fuck did I say what his name was?
Steven.
Steven D. Kenny, who was a non-playable character, but he was one of the biggest non-playable characters in Star Wars.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're gonna do for 5, but hopefully, the player.
You never know. Like
Kenny, that would
the main character's name I think is either Fidel or Fidel Camus. Which I guess he looks kind of similar to Fate in certain ways, so he could be an ancestor.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to I forgot to mention. Well, not I forgot to mention. I didn't even think about it because I almost never do the private actions. In this game, if you pick Reyna, there are only certain private actions you can do, and if you pick Claude, there are only certain private actions you can do. But there are also Claude and Reyna private actions that you can do with either character. So, total in-game, I can't tell you that, but I know that the total number you can't do because you have to pick one character or the other, which means if I do show off all the private actions, that's, 2 more complete playthroughs of the fucking game.
Yeah.
But at least I can show off how to get everybody, so.
Hacha. It's like if and when I decide to record Star Ocean 3. That by the way, thanks Curtis for giving me the opportunity.
you know that game more than I do, dude. Besides, if I were to do that, half the playthrough me running around getting the stupid bunny statue things or whatever for completed maps.
Yeah.
Because I'm completely just like that.
Hold on a second, gentlemen. I'll finish my statement as soon as this is taken care of. Hang on a second.
Okay. To explain what I'm doing right now, as I said, I go to the skill shop by Sense 2, which gives me perseverance skill for one, which is the skill. I don't care who you are, how much you think you know this game, and if you know this game as much as I do, you know for a fact perseverance before any other skill in the game. You get that to level 10 before doing anything, before upgrading any other skill, because that decreases the amount of skill points you need to increase the other skills. So instead of needing 10 skill points to increase from level 1 to level 2, it'll make it so you only need one. When you max that, you'll only need 1 skill point to get it to level 2 instead of 10.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm back. And like I was gonna say, is when I get around to recording Star Ocean 3 for the channel, I won't show off all the private actions, but I'll show off what I can. I'll show off I will definitely show off I will sorry, Claude's Victor quotes there, but I will definitely show off the one to getting my favorite character in the game, Albel, because he's optional and you have to do that to get him in the game. Yeah. And I will probably also show the one to get Nell, because I'm probably gonna go for her, or I don't know, I'll either go for Nell or Roger, maybe Pet Pizza if she proves worthy. And I'll show off some of the private actions again, not all of them though. I ain't gonna show them all off because there's there's far less than in this game. I think there's 40 in Star Ocean 3, but there's still a deal, and it's crazy. But I will definitely be showing off what I can.
All right.
So something to look forward to in the future, 7 years from now, when I finally have a capture card.
As for me, this might sound a bit ambitious, but if I ever really if I ever get the software that I need, and once I learn how to do stuff, and once I get a PlayStation TV and some HDMI splitter or whatever, I'll try and do my best to record Persona 4 Golden.
Awesome.
Yeah. Which, by the way, that will, and to the audience, yes, that will be a playthrough with the epilogue.
Oh boy.
Huh.
But I'm also going to be playing it on New Game Plus for 2 reasons. One, it's the only way you can encounter one of the super bosses.
Yeah.
All right, and 2, there's just some 2. I want to be able to get it done a bit faster.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was originally gonna play this game on Universe mode, and I actually got halfway through the game, but that was taking way too long. And the difference between Universe mode and Earth mode is I'm gonna go head steal a Johnny quilt, but imagine you taking a nice stroll through the park, and imagine Universe mode suddenly being a 5,000-foot cliff at the top, and ending at the very top of the hill.
Yeah. Like, when it comes to Star Ocean 3, I might go Earth level to 5 minutes of grinding level later. Sorry, stuttered. I'll probably go Earth mode just so that way I can get through quickly. But you know, that also means I won't be demonstrating the battle trophies because you can only get those on Galaxy. But really, if I was getting all the battle trophies, we'd be there for at least 7 playthroughs of the game because
forever.
Yeah, but especially when it comes to the final boss in post game, who I have not attempted, but I hear she is an utter bitch on the 4D mode, which is one of the battle trophies you have to get, is beating her. And it's Freya from one of the Valkyrie profile games, I think. And what's really what I hear is that she can break the max like damage cap that you have. It's crazy.
She can't.
Oh, and also to the audience, yes, I will be taking on the Reaper whenever I do the Persona 4 Golden playthrough.
Oh wow.
In part 1, I mentioned in this game that at part 24, I think it was, or 22, one of those, that it feels like you have to be max level. You don't. You have to be like level 170. In 3 and 4, and probably 5, if you're not max level, even on the easiest difficulty, you're not winning.
Yep. There's a reason that the final boss. There's a reason that the final boss of Star Ocean 3's like theme, the second phase of it is 10 minutes long.
Look out! Here they come!
There's a reason.
It's because before anybody goes Valkyrie profile copied Star Ocean. No, Valkyrie profile got Ethereal Queen from this game. So, shut up.
Yeah.
Air slash there, which is a move I love spamming whenever I'm playing as Albel in Star Ocean 3.
It's a move I love. It's a move I love using as Dios.
All right. Mom.
No.
Let's get out of here.
I was
well,
really
we will
hoping
raid
I'd
if we
win
stop
that battle,
running.
but I didn't. So I just.
fuck this shit. I'm gonna zip out of here.
No.
25 minutes of less Failfield grinding later.
It's Sir Claude getting bonked on the head. Oh yeah, also, I think it's heavily theorized, speaking of Claude's mother, I think it's heavily theorized that Claude's mother is one of the party members in Star Ocean 1. I think her name is, Ilya? Or something like that? I hear.
I have no idea. As much as I talk about Star Ocean 1, I actually haven't beaten the game. I'm still working on that.
Yeah. I do. I want to. I lost my PSP, so like when I get I'm gonna get a new one, and I am gonna definitely get these games.
You know, the baseline I was just hearing for the battle. This might just be me, because I'm not familiar with Star Ocean, but it was reminding me of which Final Fantasy battle music am I thinking of? Probably 9. No.
Oh yeah, I can hear what you mean if you say 9.
Yeah, because like it sounded like it was just faster and whatnot. Not that I'm complaining.
Also, I love the battle theme's name. It's like stab the sword of justice, not stab with the sword of justice. Stab the sword of justice. Basically fuck the police in a song name.
Actually, speaking of song names, my favorite song name, my favorite song in this game is Tangency or Tangency, depending on how you want to pronounce it. I still don't know the official way. And it's played when you fight one of the 10 bosses in this game. Don't worry, it's not as bad as you think it is. Of the 10 main bosses. And I so wish it was the theme of the final boss, but it's not. And the final boss theme is so lackluster in my opinion. I mean, for a final boss, it's good and it does its job, but Tangency is just so much better as a song. It is my second favorite song in the entire game. I say second because I can go through because I can put a save point I can put a save point before the boss, because there's only one boss before that, and I can take him down no problem. And I can go through and I can fight him again to listen to the song. My first favorite song in the game is actually in all capital letters called Star Ocean Forever, and it plays when you clear the final floor of the final dungeon. And it's a triumphant music that makes you feel like you've accomplished so much, but it only plays for
At that moment.
while you're in there until you leave the dungeon, and then you come back and you can never hear it again. Yes,
Oh wow! I hate that sort of shit.
Yes, you could put a save point. I'm sorry, determination, not perseverance. Perseverance is, I think, what it was called in the PS1 version. Yes, you could put a save point outside of floor 13. After you've like flipped all the switches, but then you have to, use the go home frog. You have to do the thing from level 9. You have to fight all the way back down to 13, and then you have to fight the boss. It's incredibly hard, and then you can play it for longer because you can't use the warps out. But it's so much more work than Tangency, and that's why I like it so much better. Is because it's just a triumphant song that makes me feel like I've won. I've beaten it.
You did something, basically.
Rant over. Anyway, private actions 107.
Alright.
But keep in mind, that's 107 total. Not everybody can go through those. I'm gonna estimate like 89 for each character or something. Just as an approximate.
Okay.
This is gonna be part level grinding.
Level grinding, the video.
Yeah, pretty much what I'm doing is I'm just going through and, getting my characters all leveled up. Because right now, I believe I'm level 25. And I think I got... No, that's at the end of the video. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm going to the Port of Click, Town of Click, whatever it's called. And I'm actually going to show off the only private action and the one of two private actions in the game that I ever show off. I'm lying. I'm going up. What the fuck?
To the sunset.
Alright, I was actually kind of waiting for an opportunity to say this, but I actually just saw this picture on Facebook. If you can have this in post, by the way, wait, that would be amazing. But it's a picture of how much of Street Fighter do you guys know?
Not much, truth be told.
Alright, well, do you at least know who Oni is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, it was a picture of Oni, but it had an extra eye on his name, and but he had glasses up, and it was Oni-chan of Oni.
Oh god.
If you can find a picture like that online, just edit it right in.
Just send the picture to me. I'll save it in a folder.
And it'll probably pop up right here.
Okay.
Before I got confused on what happened, if you guys notice, I jump cutted past a battle, but apparently I jump cutted past 2, because I was down at the bottom and then I was up at the top without any traveling.
It started from the bottom and now we're here.
Yeah, I guess unintentional joke, sure, let's go with that, but I'm tish. What I went up there is I went up there to get the Lunar Charm, which decreases, increases the amount of magic points you can have, and obviously I put that to Rain, and she's my healer. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to show off the one of two private actions in the game that I show off to get the Mischief. It is an item, or a bracelet item you can get. Oh no, okay, I'm getting the Leer, which is a instrument that you will need if you want to use the orchestra skill to make item creation your bitch. What am I doing now? I'm gonna continue explaining. I'm buying skills, that's what I'm doing. Then I'm gonna go back out, hopefully, if I don't sidetrack myself anymore. I'll go and I'll get the Mischief. It is a bracelet item that you can equip in one of your inventory slots. That will drop random items, such as full blackberries, all that. And if you're lucky enough, it'll drop an item called the counterfeit metal. You want that item to drop at least once, because then you don't have to waste any fucking money buying vellum paper, is what it was called in the PS1 version, that you use for your what's the skill name? Back to the strategy guide. That's why I love this thing. That's why I have it next to me. Comprehension, Orchestra Publishing. It's called Reverse Side in the PS1, which is pretty much like, you know, illegally forging things and stuff. So if you get a counterfeit metal drop from the Mischief, what the fuck am I doing? If you get a counterfeit metal drop from the Mischief, you don't have to waste time, you know, counterfeiting it. Counterfeit, that's the name. You can just use the reproduction skill to make 20 of those, and what it does is it makes it so you only need 1 experience point to get to the next level, and you can do that all the way up until level 100, which is something I do once I get to the second half of the game. Now, if I could just figure out what the hell I'm doing, I could tell you the next part of my level up process.
All right, I found the picture, but I'm gonna send it after this part's done recording.
Okay.
Good idea.
So, yeah.
Ah, don't you just love that flashing animation? It's amazing.
Yeah. And
I actually saw it recently, and I was watching some Persona 4 Gold and stuff, and I saw this guy. He's just doing this dumb shit, like, why do they always have these battle transitions and whatnot? And you know, it's just like, and at one point I wondered that too, but I later, it's just like they're just really kind of obvious ways to you know, bring in load times.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny that you mentioned that, because like Star Ocean 3 in particular, at least my copy, has really indecisive load times. Well, I hear that like Star Ocean 3 in general does. Like there's like 1 minute where I enter, like I went to the pause menu and it like showed right up, and then like I had to, then there was one instance, sorry, where I had to wait like 30 seconds for the pause screen to for the item screen to show up.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny, but it's freaked me the fuck out.
What I'm doing right now is I'm leveling up my Courage and Poker Face, which teaches you the pickpocket skill, which you're going to need to make a sword that'll make Claude God until the second half of the game. Seriously, it's attack. It increases your attack by 1100. It increases your defense by 110. Your hit, which is like how much you can do critical, I think, by 110, and it increased your intelligence by 10. I think, I don't know. I show it off when I get it next part.
Hacha.
Parties learn the contraband. Okay, yeah, now I'm just getting everything to level 1, so I have the skills. But in order to pickpocket, you need to come back here and buy, you need to come back to this and buy the Thieves Glove, I think is what it's called in this version. And if you notice, my money increased a lot because of the Purity skill. I don't know why it increases your money, but it does, so get that, you know, to max level and you'll have a shitload of money.
Don't you know purity means money?
Oh my god, you're right.
I'll think of a way to come up with to like kind of put the two together during the break between the two parts.
Buying a lot of products
between this part and the next. Yeah, how purity relates to getting money or whatever.
Yeah. Did I come here to buy the skills or not, or am I just wasting time?
Faffing about.
Okay, I'm selling items I don't need now. Sell the ruby, you don't need it. Oh wait, no, I'm saving it because it'll make it easier for alchemy, I guess.
Well, let's hope that they don't Claude doesn't try to bring back his mother.
Damn it! I was gonna say that. You stole my joke.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna make more of a joke of like how Claude looks Claude looks kind of like an older Edward Elric in a way.
Actually, reminds me, there's one picture I saw that was really fucking terrible. You could thank Chuck Huber for this one, aka the voice of who? I forget.
Alfonso?
Huh?
Alphonse?
No, he's not Alphonse. He's the voice of Dr. Nina's dad. Yeah. And so he posts a lot of shit where it's just like, hey guys, remember that death?
Oh,
it's just like, and when he had a picture where it's like it showed like really young Ed and it was just like, do you want to build a human? And it doesn't have to be a human. And then it showed Chimera and Nina.
Anyway, what's going back to what's on screen here? I leveled up the Courage and Poker Face to level 5, and that puts my my Pickpocket level 5. And I noticed at level 5 I never fail to get the goodie box, so I do it there just because it uses very little skill points anyway. And you notice I also equipped the Thieves' Gloves to her to get the goodie box. What the goodie box does is it gives you 3 random items. And it's never what you want, because what you want it won't give you for the next 16 hours. So what I do is I just, now that I've done that for the next forever, and you'll get the Marvel Sword PS1 or the Sword of Marvel's PSP, a weapon that'll pretty much make Claude God until the second half of the game. That's not cheating. The strategy guide even tells you about it.
Yeah.
I even put pictures to prove it.
So the strategy guy, the strategy guy says it's okay, so it's okay.
Yeah, this is like which Final Fantasy strategy guide was the one that took you to the website?
I love the song too much to cut it off, so I just let it play.
Yeah.
Music.
By the way, this is Tangency.
Okay.
Oh, that's awesome. It does sound like Final Boss music.
Yeah, this is really, yeah, that's good.
Yeah. I absolutely love that song. Anyway, but the other character Diaz just got even fucking cooler. Alright,
he's also Kiba from Naruto. Several Digimon and Digimon.